Good afternoon. Here is the news.
Today, a man walked in front of a car. The car didn't stop. The car hit the man flew.
That's exciting news. Anyway, it's better than the news. It's Midweek Musings. This is the evolution of this review show that we started on a
Oh,
Wednesday. Here's the issue with the review show. Uh, the more I do it, the more depressed I get. It's just like
why is that?
every week. Right, let's have a look down Munchite, and it's like TBA, 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 Mosh Barry, Billy Dar, Jason Fulton, some other wanker. Then it's like, load of crap, load of crap, load of crap, not finished, doesn't work, broken. It's junk. And it's you have to go through about 30 terrible products to find one that's even worth a mention. And that is just
True.
a bit depressing. So
That is true.
instead of doing that, what we're going to do, we will still do reviews on a Wednesday, and we will try and focus on obviously things that are really going to help you in your business. We will highlight things that are terrible because people tell us that that's useful. But instead of highlighting it and going into masses of detail, I think we're at a stage where we can just go, look, it's by a guy who's put out 37 shit products in a row. Leopards don't change their spots, don't buy at the end. That's all you really need to know. It's very rare that a marketer who has gone down a certain path turns around and goes another way. It has happened, does happen. It's often short-lived when it does happen. You've had like Jamie Lewis's second version of his domain thing was actually quite good.
Right.
And I thought, oh, he's made a turn. And then everything he's pumped out ever since has just been cash, cash, cash. This is a load of
Right.
crap. Doesn't work. Silly rap video.
But I'm going
Hooray.
to sell it to you with some style.
He's a damn good marketer, and you should absolutely watch what he does, but don't buy into the cack. So we're not going to be doing the review show. Will still exist. It'll be part of this. But it occurred to me, and I had a chat with Curt about it. I think we can give you better value in other ways. And so one of the ways we're going to do that is to look at some stuff, a bit like we done on Friday, but this is going to be a bit different. One of the things I want to highlight this week is that I did a post yesterday in the main Society 11 group. And I asked people to post examples of what they thought were terrible sales pages, ugly looking, because I want to do some sort of video training, and I want to go take these things and look at what we could do very quickly to enhance and improve them. So it's not to rip into them, although we did have a laugh with some of them. Some of them are truly horrendous. But what really shocked me was this. And I'm afraid the people in the Moneymakers group aren't going to find out what shocked me.
No, they're not.
They're going to have to just join to find out, because this is only for our members. So we're just going to say goodbye to some people, and then I'm going to tell you what shocked me and blew my damn mind. Okay, this is what got me. The amount of you that posted your own freaking sales pages and went, this is terrible.
It's true.
This is terrible.
It's true.
Now, I'm happy to help people with their sales pages where we can, but I want to say this. If you know your sales page is terrible, do something about it. Right? Plain and simple. Why are you sat there going, I've got a consultancy business, but my sales page is shit? You're like, what the? Come on. No, do something about it. Now, you have a number of ways. And the reason people don't do something about it, I think Curt highlighted earlier to me, he said people feel inept and whatever. Okay. This is business. Okay. What we do as business people is we overcome problems. So you hit a problem. My sales page is shit, and I know it is. Right? What's the solution? Either you've got to fix it by you knowing sales copy and design and stuff, or you have to admit that ain't your bag and you outsource it. I'm going to tell you now. I've said this so many times, and because it's absolutely true. I wish I'd learned to outsource a lot sooner than I did. For the longest time. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm glad I did a lot of stuff myself the hard way and learnt it, because it's given me a really good grounding of the entire business and how everything works. So when I go to an outsourcer to explain something, it's easy for me to do because I've done it. But so it's often that you want to do it yourself the first time at least, and then you just come up with a plan that you can give to an outsourcer and say, I want you to do that. If you don't know how to approach outsourcers correctly, go over to my blog, andiebrocklehurst.com. There's a whole article there that I wrote, and also I offer for sale a set of templates that I use, which pretty much guarantee I don't get stiffed or messed around by my outsourcers. You get some that fall through and don't work out and whatever, but you don't end up severely out of pocket as a result. So if you can't do it yourself, outsource it. You know, ask in Society 11. There are probably guys in here that are very good at doing sales copy or design who would love to work with you for a reasonable little bit of money, and you can do a deal and everyone's a winner type thing. That's business, creating win-win-win situations. What we will do, we will look at some of the sales pages that people have posted there that are their own. We will look at on Friday, because that's what the Friday Live is really about. That's where we specifically invite you to go. Give us your questions, give us your sites, give us your pages, give us this, and we'll take a look at them. And I'm more than happy to do that on any Friday Live. And so we will look at some of the ones that are listed there this coming Friday. So make sure you're here 3 o'clock Friday afternoon UK time, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 Eastern, blah, blah, blah. You can Google the rest. I don't know what it is in the best Australian Eastern Standard Time, but there we go. So that was my thing. I just felt it was better to sit and talk about this for a few moments and genuinely help try and get some help for people. Your landing page, or the first page they hit, is the most important page, really. That's where you're going to be driving your traffic to. Thanks, Mike H has just posted the link to my blog article on how to get your outsourcing jobs done right the first time. Look at that nice long tail title URL.
That's it.
Hey, Cam. So yes, number one, if you know something's bad, fix it. If you know there's a problem in your business, fix it. Don't wait. Don't sit there going, I know it's bad. Oh, well, I just won't make any sales then.
Yeah, you got to tweak. You got to, as I was telling Andy, I know my sales page for my YT rank boost is not the best. So I've actually started tweaking it. I've already changed the actual opening from what it was to, I've concised it, because on Gumroad, you have to have short, punchy sales pages. And I mean, really short. The reason why this header is also centered and very short is if this is in their discovery network, it creates a square block out of the center portion of this. So I wanted to make sure all of that was readable whenever it's shared out. So I've shortened this down. YT Rank Boost gets you video embeds on hundreds of sites, blogs, Web 2.0 properties with just a couple of clicks. It used to be about 14 words longer. I just shortened it down to that. And then the video, and then I go into a little bit of quoting someone directly on this particular topic. Got a testimony built into it, go back into the topic, another testimony, and then my full 30-day warranty. I added that last night. After I added that, I immediately got 2 more sales.
Here's the thing about copy that you did right. You got something out there with a buy button.
Correct.
That's step number one. I mean, don't get me wrong. I would far rather you had a sales page that you knew wasn't the best, but had a buy button on it. But don't just put that up and go, well, I know it's not the best, but I can't do any better. go, how can I improve it? Can I learn to write copy myself? Or do I not like doing copy? I hate doing copy. Okay, fine. I'm going to outsource that bit. Now, admittedly, copywriting is one of the most expensive things you can outsource if you go to people that are really, really good at it. But you can find some quite good junior copywriters that will still be significantly better than what you've written yourself.
Correct.
That will work for not a lot of money. I've had entire sales pages written for under $100 by junior copywriters. There are people that are trying to cut their teeth in it, and they're actually quite good, and they're up and coming. They're not perfect, but they're better than nothing. And then when you've got the money, you can go to a better copywriter and go, can you improve this for me, please? And I'll tell you one thing, it's always cheaper to pay a higher up copywriter to tweak than it is to write from scratch. So if you've got a foundation that you've got done by a junior copywriter, you now go to a senior, more advanced copywriter and say, how much to tweak this? And he's going to look at it and go, well, I've probably tweaked that up in a couple of hours and make some really significant improvements to your conversion rate. So 2 hours work. That's a lot better than going to him and saying, how much to write the entire sales letter, and him going, a couple of days or whatever it is, and paying that. So there are ways around it and things. And I know that people get scared of spending money with outsourcers. Please don't. Please learn to do it as soon as you can. You can't do everything in this game yourself. This is a business, no matter how you cut it. If you think about the stuff that my business does, I create digital content products, we create software, we create tools, we then have membership groups, I do lives, and you go, all these things. A lot of that now I don't do myself. I don't do much of the product creation. The books I write are written by me. A lot of the ones in other niches aren't, they're ghost written. All my marketing books that have my name on are me, though. The software is done by a coder that I hire, but actually works predominantly for me. He's freelance, but he works predominantly for me and is related to me, which helps. But that this is what you do. You find the different things. I'm not good at graphics. I outsource all my graphics. And
a brainstorm just hit me. You can actually go over to Fiverr and you can get people that write Amazon descriptions, sales descriptions. They do a really good job. It's concise. Like I said, this just hit me. Relatively inexpensive.
Yes.
You can expand it out from what they give you or leave it concise, edit it.
It's a starting point, at least. I was always taught, and I spent a lot of time and money learning copywriting. It's not something that you are naturally born with. It's not. Some people have more of a natural ability than others, but it's something you learn to do. And it does turn a lot of what you learned at school on its head, okay? What they taught you in English language at school is fantastic if you want to write a novel. But if you want to write a compelling piece of sales copy, you quite often break a few rules or you bend a few grammatical rules and things like that. And it's those tricks and tips but you know what? You pick them up with time. Right. I'm always reading copywriting books. Copywriting, writing persuasively, that skill set, think about it in your business. Every sales copy, every landing page, every email you send out, every social media post you make, all these things should be using persuasive copy techniques. And it's worth, if you're gonna be selling stuff online, it is a skill you want to tune and develop, and it's fun to develop as well. It really is. I now take great joy. I sit there and I write a post, and then I sit there and spend 10 minutes just tweak until I get the flow, and I go, that flow's right. And sometimes when you nail it, everyone that reads it follows the call to action. It's just smooth. It's that comes with practice. I can't teach you experience, but what we can do is point you in the direction of what you need to learn so that you can gain that experience and be better at it and whatever.
I think this is a little bit backwards here. Cam's saying it's hard to sell a bad offer with great copy. Don't tell that to Brendan Mace because he sells crap. Or Moshberry. They sell a ton of crap, but they do it with good sales copy. Sales copy within the mind of making money. Everything that they do is I'm going to teach you how to make money. Make money.
Problem is, I have seen a lot of great products and the offer's been quite good, but the copy has been pants and so
Yeah.
hasn't sold anything, or has sold significantly less than it should have done. The fact is, like I just said, I'd rather you got a page up and a buy button up, but don't stop. Too many people stop too early in this game. They're like, right, I've done that. What's next? Well, I was always taught in copywriting that any sales page or piece of copy you write is probably 100 tweaks away from it being as good as you're going to make it. That means you're going to change that a minimum, really, of 100 times between what it is now and where its best version ends up being. And those can be little tiny tweaks later down the line. Some of it can be as simple as a changing of a color of a button. In the early stages, it's headline, because 80% of your copy is in that headline. If they read that headline and they are not hooked, it doesn't matter how good the rest of your sales copy is. They've gone. That headline, boom. I spend definitely. I spend as much time on my headlines as I do on almost all the rest of the copy put together. I want to nail that. I want to get that right. That's the thing. And then your sub headline, everything is sort of it has an order and a place. And you get it all right in time, but you start with the most important bits. I hope that helps somebody. Okay, let's have a look. Michael H says, what I can't flip burgers, paint to order products, serve public wash dishes. What I can't flip.
It's because you're not outsourcing.
Yeah.
Go to Fiverr, get someone to flip burgers for you.
It is such a lesson to learn, and not just in business, honestly. I've told this story before, but I think it's a good illustration. A few years back, I was living at a fairly big farmhouse, manor type farmhouse that we were renting, and it had a massive garden. And so every 2 weeks in the minimum in the nice weather and whatever, spring and whatever, I was out there mowing the lawn. I had quite a good mower. It wasn't a sit on one or anything, and to do that lawn would take me a couple of hours because it was big, right? 2 hours of mowing every couple of weeks. And then one day it dawned on me, and it should be obvious. I can hire a man to come and cut that grass. He'll do it on a ride-on mower. He'll do it in half the time I do it in, and he's only going to charge me 20 quid. If I spent the 2 hours that it was taking to mow the lawn working on a marketing campaign, how much am I going to earn? I tell you what, it's like more than 20 quid. And from that moment on, I got rid of my mower, I stopped mowing the grass, and I hired a man to do it. It's stuff like that, especially when people sit there complaining, but I don't have the time. Well, okay, then we've all got the same amount of hours in the day, right? So in that case, you have to just look at your timetable, and you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to start putting a value on your time, and that work out what an hour of your time is potentially worth, not what you can make now, what the potential of it is, and then start charging it and start outsourcing. Anything you can do cheaper, you start outsourcing it. That's it. That's one of the biggest secrets I learned in this game. And yeah, I can't say much more than that. Learn to outsource, learn to write persuasively. Those are the two biggest skill sets. Once you nail them, you're going to be plain sailing.
That's it.
So there we go. That has been our midweek musings. And we will be back next week with more of that. And we'll be with you on Friday with a normal Friday Live, where we will be ripping apart some people's pages, I hope, because I think we've got a few to look at in a constructive, helpful way that will benefit both them and everyone else watching. So until we see you then on Friday, take care, look after yourselves and each other, and we'll see you soon.
Take it easy.